The gates are open. The fans, young and old, are ready for USL action as North Carolina FC welcomes Ottawa Fury FC. That's right, it's USL action coming to you right now from Cary, North Carolina. Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with former Maryland National Champion and College Player of the Year, MLS player, and he played right here. Talking about my main man, Jason Gary. And Jason, here we go. North Carolina FC, they've been playing well, but they haven't been getting the results. And Colin Clark calling this an early must-win game.
It sure is. They're way down in the standings right now. A difficult result against Bethlehem Steel. They went to DC United, a hard-fought DC, Open Cup game against DC. They lost that game. They came back here. FC Cincinnati played pretty well for parts of that game, but didn't get the result. Right now, they've got to get 3 points to move up in the USL standings.
All right, Jason, one player that Colin is penciling in every single game, the piano carrier, Graham Smith.
Yeah, he's been great. He came into this team with really an open tryout. I mean, this kid has just taken every advantage of the opportunity he's been given. He's been excellent. He plays that deep-lying central midfield role. He gives freedom to Kyle Becker, the more creative player as the number 10, to go and create the game for North Carolina FC. But Graham Smith has been excellent for this North Carolina FC team.
So while Kyle Becker is the man pulling the strings right there, you see him number 10 for North Carolina FC. He can do it all. He's got a great left foot, can also pop it with his right. Meanwhile, though, for Ottawa Fury FC, it's their captain, Carl Hayworth.
Yeah, Carl Hayworth. He's a classic number 9. Not the biggest guy, but he knows how to finish, knows how to score goals. But he'll pop up in all different parts of the field. He's got the freedom as the captain and the leader of this team to drop back into midfield, to move up forward. He's going to be the guy that they look to create those goals, create those assists, and he's an excellent center forward for me.
So here we go. Ottawa Fury FC sitting on 15 points. North Carolina FC sitting on 11. We'll have the lineups. We'll have the kickoff. We'll have it all for you when we come back. Stay with us.
In soccer, every second is monumental. Every moment of the 90 minutes is backed up by months of training, hours of perfecting passes, weeks of tuning your touch. You put in the time searching for your next advantage. We provide the gear that helps you earn it.
Disaster can strike at any moment. But fortunately, Strategic Systems has got your back. If your data has been compromised, disaster recovery services from Strategic Systems will have you up and running in no time. Your data is critical. Protect it.
My name is Clint Dempsey, and I play for Seattle Sounders. If you played on a club team, it gave you an opportunity to get a scholarship in soccer. So going to Dallas, so we lived in Nacogdoches. I went for my first tryout, not really thinking I was going to make it, and ended up making the team. And then it was the reality set in. My parents were like, how are we going to afford this? How are we going to be able to drive 3 hours one way and 3 hours back? I was just lucky that I had parents who were crazy enough to drive me that far to get that coaching. See more at celebratingsoccer.com.
Welcome back to Wednesday Night Soccer here, USL style, North Carolina FC and Ottawa Fury FC. Let's get right to the starting lineups first for the home team wearing the dark blue kits, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it's a partnership, the new partnership up there between Marios Lomas and Daniel Rios, the two center forwards. North Carolina FC, they need goals. They need to get off on the front foot, get some goals early in the game, and really try to dominate a game from the very beginning.
That's your starting lineup for North Carolina FC, and the starting lineup for Ottawa Fury FC. They go with a 4-3-3.
Yeah, pretty experienced defensive lineup there. Nana Adekora's got a ton of experience in MLS and the USL and the old NASL. But for me, the guy is Carl Hayworth, the number 9 up front. He's the guy that's got to get the goals for this Ottawa Fury team.
Colin Falvey always likes to mix it up just a little bit as well.
Back there, that's two center backs that are strong in the back.
All right, that's the starting lineup for Ottawa Fury FC as we get you set. Nikola Popovic, the head coach for Ottawa Fury FC.
Yeah, he's going to be looking to get a result here on the road. Probably feels pretty good coming into this game. North Carolina FC not getting a very good result in the last 3 games. Coach Colin Clark, they've got to get something going here and get those 3 points at home to really try to move up the standings.
Colin Clark scored a goal in a World Cup. Exciting news, the World Cup coming back to North America.
Yeah, absolutely, and then tomorrow, the Russia World Cup starting big time.
Yeah, incredible. Congratulations to Sunil Gulati and the entire gang putting together that bid as the World Cup coming back to the U.S. in 8 years. Last one, 1994. There's Kyle Becker. He's going to know a lot of these players as well. Canadian international. Got to be a thrill for him to play against Ottawa Fury FC.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, though, I think tonight one of the big keys to the game is, can they get Kyle Becker going? Can we get some production out of the number 10 that's got to be able to create those goals and assists for this North Carolina FC team to be successful? He's got to be the guy that makes it happen from that attacking center midfield role.
All right, here we go. Ottawa Fury FC in all white. North Carolina FC in all blue. And there is the opening whistle. It's a hot one here on a Wednesday night. Crowd still filing in. Wednesday night games always tough, as you can imagine, as that'll go out of bounds off of DJ Taylor. You talk about that combination up top with Lomas and Rios. Michael Harrington, who had some exhaustion issues, Jason Gary, after the last game, so Aaron Guillen will get the start next to Connor Tobin. So that combination also pretty important.
Yeah, new combination there in the back. They're going to have their hands full with the likes of Steven Dos Santos, Carl Hayworth, and Reed up there up top. They've got 3 forwards that are capable of getting behind you and making something happen.
Bouncing around. This 4-3-3 can be tough to handle. And there's our first look at Guillen, who was very good, by the way, against DC United in that Open Cup game that went to penalty kicks before DC United moved on.
Yeah, and really with this Ottawa team, when they play that 4-3-3, it could end up being a 4-3-3 when they're on the attacking foot, but defensively it's a 4-5-1. It's really about who has the possession, who's doing well in the game, to see what that formation looks like.
Good to see Daniel Rios a moment ago. He scored the only goal the last time these two teams met. It was a 1-1 draw in the first meeting of the season between the two teams. Rios scored first, but Ottawa found the net near the end of the match to take a point from the contest. And boy, has that been the story as well this year. North Carolina FC looks like they're getting 3, sometimes 1, sometimes none.
Yeah, they're dropping some points there at the end of games, but Daniel Rios, as the center forward, he's a guy that needs service. He's not going to create a ton on his own. So we need Stephen Miller, need Austin DeLuz, Kyle Becker to create some of those chances for him.
They'll come off of DeLuz and out of bounds. There's Austin DeLuz wearing the captain's armband, and boy, he's been just fantastic this year. Spent some time with his aunt, Joanne DeLuz, who is working for a great cause, helping underprivileged kids get soccer shoes and uniforms. We'll have more on that at halftime. Here's Rios. Rios with Miller in front of him. Instead, he'll drop it to Taylor. Miller stays in the 18, so is Lomas. Lomas tries to go to it. Corner kick, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, it's much better, though. DJ Taylor, good early ball into the box. Gets cleared out, but when you got guys like Daniel Rios and Marius Lomas in there, Lomas is a handful. You see the size he's got on him. Got to put balls in the box, challenge Dan Adekora and those center backs. Colin Falvey for this Ottawa Fury team. Put some dangerous balls in there, make them work.
This corner kick from Becker, and all the North Carolina FC corner kicks are brought to you by Alpaca Peruvian Charco Chicken. Here's Becker swerving one in, and how about North Carolina FC? Can we see the robot Connor Tobin? Here we go!
You gotta love it, Dean. The big center back, the spiritual really leader of this team with Austin DeLuz. Great ball in from Becker. And Connor Tobin just holds off his defender, gets his head in there, puts it in a dangerous spot. Look at this from the big center back. Holds off the defender, pokes his head out there, puts it in the back of the net. Exactly what Coach Colin Clark would have liked. And you see the robot here at the end with Tobin. Fantastic. He doesn't see the score sheet often, so when he does, he's got to celebrate. I love it.
Connor Tobin, his first goal of the USL season. He did score a goal in literally just minutes into his first appearance in the 2018 Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. He went robot then, he goes robot now.
I think he went robot because he just doesn't have much else to offer. I don't know if he has the moves and the hips to be able to do anything else.
Boy, right on cue, he brought it though. He got himself a little more space to do the robot. And how about North Carolina FC? An early lead here, 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, this team has been under a little bit of pressure, right, with a few bad results in a row. And now getting an early goal. See what they can build on here. See if they can get another one here in the first half. Sometimes you do that with a team on the road like Ottawa, and they don't want to play the rest of the game. We'll see what happens.
Phenomenal start for the home team. This will roll out of bounds, and boy, you start to think about it. Colin Clark, he's talked about it as long as he's been here, and he's the 4th longest tenured coach in North America, which is just amazing, talking about how long he's been here with this club and the continuity, the relationship he has with Kurt Johnson, the great president, GM for the team. And one of the things that he's talked about forever is that killer instinct, though. Get that first goal, but let's get that second and third. They need that to happen.
Yeah, they need to keep their foot on the gas pedal here, and they're doing a good job so far. And the brain trust there with assistant coach DeJuan Bader, Nick Platter, Greg Shields, they're going to be wanting to press that early advantage here. And you see it, though, when you put some pressure on a team like Ottawa, when they're playing that 4-3-3, it really turns into that 4-5-1. And that's just what Coach Colin Clark would want, is having that lone forward up there all by himself, where Connor Tobin and Aaron Gein are able to just lock him down, and got to keep that possession going here for North Carolina FC.
Ottawa Fury FC down a goal early. We will see a lot of this. They like to pop it long. Tambakis hesitated, thought he was going to come out and rip it, and oh my goodness. Tambakis, I think he may have got a piece of that. He needs to be decisive and go get it.
Yeah, he made a bad decision to come out initially and then backtrack, but it's a good save in the end. It's a really good effort there from Reed. Just cuts inside. There's Falvey, the long ball. And it takes North Carolina FC and DJ Taylor by surprise. It's a great cutback here by Reed. It's a little fortunate, but that ball is fine in the far post, and good save in the end from Tambakis.
Incredible save off the corner kick. Becker gets a piece of it to knock it away. It'll stay in possession of Ottawa Fury FC, who was so close to seeing Reed equalize. But Tambakis, well played, Jason Gary, made up for the mistake with the big save. Here's Hayworth. He's got his pocket picked there by Becker, and then Deleuze shoved off the ball. Deleuze trying to stay with. Look at that ball from Deleuze to Becker.
You gotta love it, honestly. You called him Benjamin Button the other week. He just gets better with age. It's weird. It's like he's just so composed. Austin Deleuze on the ball, makes great decisions. And really, yeah. I mean, I think, obviously he's getting a little bit older, but for Coach Colin Clark, you can't take him out of the lineup, right? You just got to have him in there.
Yeah. In fact, I talked to him yesterday, and he said he didn't want to come out of the game, the last game. When it was expected he was only going to play maybe 45 or so, but he was so effective. Remember those slanted diagonal balls he was making? And
he takes great care of his body. He's always in great shape. And, yeah, he's just been really the Iron Man here for North Carolina FC over the last couple years.
Connor Tobin has the goal, gives it away to their leading goal scorer, the big man, Steven Dos Santos. Dos Santos creates his own space. He'll drop it now to the captain, Hayworth. Hayworth back to Dos Santos, who was open off of Tobin. And, boy, North Carolina FC lucky it's still just 1-0.
Yeah, I think they dodged a bullet here. Hayworth, he just doesn't quite find Dos Santos. It's the right idea. Dos Santos is wide open here. I mean, he's right there at the top of the 6-yard box with no one really on him. If that's a more accurate ball, that's buried in the back of the net.
So here's Hayworth. We put the spotlight on Hayworth to start the game. Hayworth. And with that whistle, it's knocked down. And Jason Gary, we came on the air talking about how Colin Clark said this is a must-win game. For more on that, we go to the third member of our team, the great Kelly Glendenning.
Dean, thanks. Pleasure to be on the broadcast with you and Jason again today. And yeah, I spoke with Colin Clark earlier this week, and he knows what's at stake tonight, obviously with tough results. In these last 3 games that they've had, he's deemed this a must-win for NCFC, and he said earlier this week that they need to get themselves in the playoff picture, and they need to get points on the table. And in fact, he said, quote, "We have a game or two in hand, but they can't look at that. They just need to ignore that that's even part of what the table looks like right now, and in training they've been working on possession and ball movement." Go ahead, Dean.
Good ball to Hayworth right here. Hayworth's going to take a shot. and it goes side netting, corner kick. And certainly Kelly Glendenning, that's not what Colin Clark's going to like. We'll take a look at the replay before we give it back to you. And then the corner, Hayworth, Tambakis again with the save.
Yeah, that's a heck of a save from Tambakis here. That thing's going into the upper 90. He gets a fingertip to it just to push it beyond that near post. Excellent save again from Tambakis.
Corner kick driven in and driven out. Back to Kelly to finish her point.
Yeah, and absolutely having that goal in the first couple minutes of play for Colin Clark was something that he was really looking for. And in training, they've been working on possession and ball movement, but he really wants to get back to their scoring ways. It's all about that attacking third and putting the finishing dot on all of these plays that they've been so creative and successful in making these past 3 games.
All right, Kelly, great to have you with us.
Yeah, I think Kelly's right. I mean, they've created enough chances to get results, just the finishing has not been there. Good early signs, but they've got to tighten it up a little bit in the back right here. There's way too much space for Dos Santos and Hayworth and Reed.
1-0. Let's see what Lomas can do the other way. He'll drop it to Stephen Miller, trying to create a little Miller time. Come all the way back to Colin Falvey. He's Irish, and Falvey is not afraid to boom it long, as we've already seen here, Jason.
Yeah, he's a monster in the back, too. So physical. If you get close to him, he's just going to grab you. He's going to kick you. He's going to do everything he needs to do as that big lumbering center back. And he's a tough guy to play against. You just got to run off of him. You got to make it difficult for him, put the ball in behind him, make him turn around and run towards his own goal.
Dos Santos goes out left, so Reed stays with it. Hayworth. Aaron Guillen getting the start, and there's Austin Deleuze dropping it over to Becker. Let's see if the counter is on. Becker has it for a moment. He loses it. Right back here to 22, Dixon. Jamar Dixon. Dixon still with it. One too many touches. He needed to push that out wide, and there is some little bit of infighting going on right now with Ottawa Fury FC. You saw it right there.
Yeah, he just should have sent that over to Dos Santos. It was wide open. He's still talking about it. Give me the ball, I'm wide open. They're arguing about it right now. Dixon and Dos Santos.
Jamar Dixon, the Canadian. There's the Mexican Daniel Rios on loan from Chivas Guadalajara, and another Canadian, Kyle Becker. Becker and Deleuze have looked good. By the way, I like the Benjamin Button. I was going with Ponce de Leon, but I think Benjamin Button may work better.
Maybe like a fine wine. He's getting better with age, you know?
Yeah, but you're right. He's going backwards the other way. Well said. Here's Tobin.
Yeah, they've got to tighten up in the midfield right now. North Carolina FC, they're going to get scored on.
Yeah, right now, ever since the goal, it's been all Ottawa Fury FC. Here's Hayworth trying to find some space. Deleuze taking care of business. There's way too much game to go here, Jason Gary, for it to be this one-sided in Ottawa Fury on the attack.
Yeah, absolutely. They haven't done a good job when they've gotten the ball forward of holding it, North Carolina FC. And Graham Smith and Becker have to figure out what's going on in the midfield there. Jamar Dixon, Oliveira, they're getting a little bit, they're getting too much space there in the middle of the park.
Ottawa's been in strong form, only dropping 1 result in its last 7 matches. The visitors went undefeated in the month of May and have picked up key victories over Penn FC, Atlanta United 2, Bethlehem Steel FC, and Toronto FC 2. Those are teams you need to get results against, and they've done it.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to get results against those MLS 2 sides. Coach Popovich there, he's probably a little bit upset about that opening goal. Not bad marking there on Connor Tobin, but probably pretty pleased with the way his team has responded over the last 7 or 8 minutes.
Guillen, Dos Santos, he's going to go ahead and trust Tambakis. Dos Santos.
I always get nervous when it goes back to the goalkeeper in that type of situation. And Tambakis is saying, hey man, you played a bouncing ball back to me. It's difficult for me to deal with right in front of my goal. He was a little frustrated.
Yeah, he got a little sun as well in his eyes. I mean,
we won't lip read that one either. What happened there?
13 minutes in, you see the score right there. North Carolina FC 1, Ottawa Fury FC 0, along with Kelly Glendenning, Jason Gary. I'm Dean Linke, delighted to be with you on ESPN Plus, WRAL2, and everywhere else. We're bringing you this fantastic USL game Wednesday night. Hayworth down near the end line. Hayworth will run out of real estate, and it'll come back to Tambakis.
Yeah, just a lot of open space there for those center midfielders. Jamar Dixon's having a good game, the number 22 for Ottawa Fury. Kevin Oliveira is having a good game, 88 right in the middle. They're just getting on the ball. They're being able to create.
Due. Deleuze over to Due. Deleuze showing, he'll get it back. Deleuze, couple touches. Can't use that left foot to cross it. He'll see if Due can. Due, good little move, sends it in. One bounce, it's Lomas first, then Becker. It'll fall to Deleuze, back to his right. Now on his left, he'll take the shot, but over the crossbar.
Pretty good stuff here from North Carolina FC. What I love to see is Pipo Due, the left back, getting involved in the attack. When he's involved, good things happen. Great little take on one-on-one here, puts the ball in a dangerous area. And then Kyle Becker tries to play it in. Austin Deleuze ends up with it. Little fake shot here. No one thinks he's going to shoot with his right. Pulls it back to his left, just puts it over the crossbar. But better from North Carolina FC. They get their left back involved, pushing up the field, putting some pressure on this Ottawa back line.
Make no mistake, both teams have come to play. It's going to be an entertaining game.
Yeah, there's more goals in this one, Dean, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. The only issue might be the heat, right? Is it's a little bit humid. Not sure, haven't heard if they're going to have a hydration break or not. They did have one in the first half in the last game.
So, from Rios.
Yeah, Rios to Lomas. Lomas is offside. Select, by the way, is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com and receive free shipping on orders more than $50. Good look at the man in goal for Ottawa Fury FC. Of course, it's Maxime Crépeau, a Canadian. Boy, how many times over the years have we seen the Canadian teams come in here with big-time goalkeepers that absolutely can put you on lockdown?
Absolutely. See about Crépeau. He didn't have much chance on that first goal. Connor Tobin, really a point-blank header from inside the 6-yard box. But a really, really good response here from Ottawa. The way they've attacked this first half in the opening 15 minutes or so.
Crépeau actually made 3 appearances in league play for the Montreal Impact last year and featured in all 4 of the club's Canadian championship matches. So on loan from the Montreal Impact gives you an idea of his quality.
Yeah, a little drop down, get some playing time for him. He's got a future at the MLS level.
Far side, it'll come all the way back to the aforementioned Crépeau. 17 minutes in, 1-0 North Carolina FC on top of Ottawa Fury FC. Taylor, Smith. Ottawa Fury FC going to switch it to the other side. Hayworth brings it down neatly. That's a Cora. Several Canadians on this team, mostly a Canadian roster. That was Oliveira. Oliveira, pretty good friends with one of the rostered players for North Carolina FC, Kelly Glendenning. We'll have more on that a little bit later. Let's go back to Kelly Glendenning for more on that relationship.
Thanks, Dean. Yeah, well, Lito Fernandez of North Carolina and Kevin of Ottawa are actually really good friends. Both are from Cape Verde, which is, for those of you who don't know, it's an island country just off the coast of West Africa. And I spoke with Lito before the game about their friendship, and he just had such great things to say about Kevin. They've known each other for about 10 years now, and he really couldn't have said better things. How friendly he is, what an amazing personality he has, and it's actually they've played together or against each other 3 times already. Lito's team last year won, and then they drew 1 time, so this game kind of is a big one for Kevin. He wants to get one over Willito, but they've already started the trash talking a little bit earlier today on Instagram, and Willito said he won't back down here on the field, so don't be surprised if you see some words exchanged between the 2 of them.
I will say this about Willito Fernandez. He looked very good. He came on late against DC United. He's a great athlete. phenomenal specimen out there and did a nice job playing against the MLS boys.
Yeah, absolutely. And that physical ability, it's all about game time now and experience.
Chris Manila had it, whistled, was North Carolina FC as Miller came over, got involved as well. There's number 5. Manila. Reed listed at 150 pounds on a good day. Here's Miller.
Yeah, Reed's got something a little bit extra, though. He's got a little, that extra step, that really good burst, tight control of the ball.
Well, I got to tell you, between Obasi, listed at 6'4", and then also Dos Santos, listed at 6'4", they got some biggins out there.
Yeah, they sure do. And when you put in Colin Falvey and then Adekora in the back, set piece game, pretty important. But look, that's unusual, though, to see a guy that big, Obasi, playing left back, right? You usually see those guys in different positions, but he's able to get up and down. He's got that great left foot.
Anua Obasi, he is British, and he drops it back to his Irish teammate, Falvey.
I mean, even from here, you see, look at how big his feet are and his shoes. It just looks a little odd. It's just weird to see somebody that size playing left back. It's more like a center forward or a center back.
Great job, as always, by our fantastic crew under the direction of Kyle Lang, Joe Ferrara, and the gang. There's Graham Smith. I thought it was right to give him the spotlight today to open the show because he's a guy, he's not going to score goals, right? He's not going to see, you're not going to see his name with any big stats around him, but man, he's important to this team.
Yeah, absolutely. But talking to assistant coach DeJuan Bader, his passing efficiency is unbelievable. It's off the charts. It's somewhere in the 90% range for passes completed, which is what you want from that deep lying center midfield role. And his tackles, and he's getting in the right spots, disrupting plays. He's been excellent. Really a find, I think, for this coaching staff this year. Coming in an open tryout, that's pretty unbelievable.
Thibaut Doué will knock it out of bounds, and Colin Clark will get off the bench to address his team. Looks like he's talking to Rios and Lomas. 4-4-2 formation is the plan for Colin Clark. Middle of the park for Ottawa Fury FC. Down a goal here to North Carolina FC. It's United Soccer League action Wednesday night on ESPN+. Here is Smith. Smith now. Going to steal a page from Ottawa Fury FC. Play it long, but Crepeau is there.
Not a bad idea, though, from Graham Smith. Just hit it a little bit too far. I like the idea, though, of stretching this back line of Ottawa Fury here. Really not much in the realm of attacking from North Carolina FC. They got to find a way to get the ball into Rios' feet and the Lomas' feet and to get somebody to run off of it.
This is their offense, though. Colin Clark and DeJuan Bader said they play it to the midfield, drop it back to their center backs, and then boom it long. And they could not be more correct.
Yeah.
I mean, between Falvey and Adekora, they get a ton of bombs that they can launch, right?
Absolutely. And when you got somebody the size of Steven Dos Santos up there, you can play off of that. Kind of an English way to play the game. Run off the big man up top. Got some creative guys in the midfield.
Yeah, Hayworth with a nifty little turn. Nutmeg there of Guillen, knocked out of bounds by Tobin. And Guillen nutmegged in the 18. His teammates might harass him when they're watching film on that one.
We might be on replay a little bit, but great touch there from Hayworth. We talked about him in the open. He's a danger guy for Ottawa. Great footwork there from the number 9. You see he takes all the free kicks. Captain. They've got some targets in there right now. Obasi and Dos Santos and Adekora.
Hayworth driven in. Lomas sent back out. Reed will run it down. They'll switch it out wide. Oliveira will get it back. Oliveira back across. Pretty good ball. Far side. Trying to find Adekora making the run. The big center back in there for the corner kick.
Yeah, it ended up being a great ball in there from Oliveira. There's nobody making that back post run. Right in the right spot. Defenders were pushing out. Just took one forward, paying a little bit more attention. Slip in there and put that one in the back of the net.
Long throw into Lomas. Taken away there by Obasi. Look at Obasi, the big feet, big legs, sliding tackle, kept alive. clip there. Dos Santos, 6'4" to 6'4".
Yeah, it's quite a combination. Look at that, great play there. Look at this effort here from Obasi. Keeps it in bounds. Connor Tobin forced to have a little diving challenge there. Puts it out for a corner kick. Another opportunity here for a set piece. Hayworth sitting over it again.
Some pushing and shoving going on. Taylor, who has been the recipient of the long legs. Taylor, the smallest player out there, dealing with the height of Obasi and Dos Santos.
Yeah, I think him and Adekora there got into it a little bit. Interesting strategy here from Ottawa and Coach Popovich. A lot of times you'll see the referee call a foul here when you kind of crowd in there. We'll see. Had a little word with DJ Taylor there.
See Taylor with the signal to say, hey, keep your eye on what they're doing as well. Boy, they are all bunched in around it. Look at that. How about that shot right there? My goodness. Looks like they're trying to get on the subway right there, right? Corner kick coming from Ottawa Fury near post. And after all of that, Hayworth's not even able to put it in play.
Yeah, poor service. You see what they're trying to do, though. Hayworth is trying to put that ball right on top of that pile of humans and see what happens. Good ball from Tambakis, outlet ball.
Great ball. Nice work by Due to trap it softly. Rios, 3 white jerseys, just missing Becker, though, and it'll go the other way. Let's see how the counter goes here through Manila. Manila dancing around blue jerseys, going to take a shot. Oh, my! Hits the far post, and without the post, it's 1-1.
Absolutely, and Tambakis is right to be upset. No one put pressure on Chris Manila, who just drove that ball right down the middle of the park. Got to get some possession here for North Carolina FC. All the momentum is with the Ottawa Fury right now.
Turnover, Deleuze will give it away to Reed. Reed, who's been quite effective to start the game. Little pressure there from 22 Dixon. Now it'll go to Taylor. Taylor open. Well, you just worry about North Carolina FC hanging on to this 1-0 lead, but the game is stretched as it is already.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get the ball into their forwards. It's been a little sloppy. The outlet passes have not been very good, and when it's got up to Lomas or Rios, they haven't been able to hold it and bring the midfielders into the play.
One bounce to Tambakis. 27 minutes in. The goal scorer, the man on the ball, Connor Tobin with the robot after the goal, and that's where we stand right now. 1-0 from Salem Stadium, Wakeman Soccer Park in Cary. DJ Taylor had a thought, then forgot the ball, taken away, going the other way, running straight downhill. Here comes Ottawa Fury FC, played forward. Tambakis will let it roll out of bounds as Oliveira had a running start there, but one too many touches for number 88.
Yeah, just a little bit too sloppy for North Carolina FC. Too many giveaways in the middle of the park and in the defensive third. And Ottawa with great pressure here from their front kind of 6 players.
Watch to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL. Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. Minute 28 now. Saw Adekora mixing it up earlier with DJ Taylor, the right back.
Section 303 receives a buy one, get one offer tomorrow with a goal scored on any
Gian over to Tobin. Tobin. Now back to Gian. Due waiting on it. He'll give it to Becker. With apologies to the big number 9, the captain. Howarth, not Hayworth, my apologies. Howarth definitely worth saying the right way, and fantastic player for sure.
Yeah, our apologies on that one.
See if Howarth can get his team back in it. He's certainly been very good taking corners from both sides. The exception of the one that went side netting after every single player in white was gathering near the near post.
Yeah, and you see him now. He's dropping back a little bit in the midfield, trying to get on the ball.
Adekora with his right foot. There's Reed. I want to thank Alan D. from Ottawa, Ontario via Twitter, keeping us straight here in Cary, North Carolina. Appreciate you and all the great fans of Ottawa Fury FC watching in. Ottawa Fury FC certainly looking like a team that had themselves a pretty good May, as even though they're down 1-0, they have had quite a bit of this game.
They sure have. Good response to that opening goal.
Stephen Miller trying to get to it. It's clean. Miller's up. He'll drop it to Rios. Rios near post. And how about North Carolina FC? It's 2-0.
Yeah, and the fans love it. It's a great center forwards goal from Daniel Rios. But all the credit for me goes to Stephen Miller here. Look at this effort. It's a ball he's not going to get to. A great sliding tackle on Colin Falvey. And Rios, great first touch, just slips that one in near post. Great finish from the center forward. And really against the run of play, Dean, over the last 20 minutes or so, North Carolina FC finds himself up 2-0.
Stephen Miller, I'll tell you what, you talk about Miller time. The way he ran that one down was phenomenal.
Yeah, he wasn't going to get to it either, but that sliding challenge got the better of Colin Falvey. And really, 2-0, not indicative of the way this game has gone for either team here, but North Carolina FC being very opportunistic and finding themselves up.
30th minute goal from North Carolina FC, number 14, Daniel Rios. The assist on that goal, number 31, Stephen Miller.
So how about North Carolina FC? Talking about having that killer instinct. They get it there, and it's 2-0. Thibaut Douay raising his hand. That's never a good sign, Jason Gary. You've seen that sign before.
Yeah, it was an awkward play. He cleared that ball out, and then see the subs getting up, running down the bench. Michael Harrington over there, who started most of the games this season. You see Thibaut Douay, I think just as he comes down there, he goes, that's his left hamstring, it looks like he grabs. He went up with his left foot to clear that ball out. Like he tweaked that hamstring. He went down pretty quickly, grabbing that thing. That's not a good sign.
So then you want to start looking at the subs for North Carolina FC. As we know, Michael Harrington dealing with a little bit of exhaustion. He can play left back as well. Lito Fernandez, Kelly Glendenny talking about him as well. Potentially could come in there. We'll see what Colin Clark does, as it looks like Thibaut Douay may in fact be done.
Yeah, it was kind of a non-contact type of injury, just overextended himself, it looks like. Potentially sometimes that could be a little cramp. You get a cramp when you extend that leg, but it's like Harrington, his natural position is left back, played that for many years in MLS, so see if Douay is able to keep going, but doesn't look like it the way he went down.
Austin Deleuze, the captain over there with him. Colin Clark up. He's talking to Daniel Rios, who just scored the second goal for North Carolina FC. They lead it 2-0, and there's Michael Harrington getting some words of wisdom from Greg Shields. Pretty good defender in his day. Michael Harrington.
Yeah, playing for Rangers isn't bad for Greg Shields, is it? Not too bad.
Yeah, he certainly has enjoyed his time over here, coming over here to play, but now a key part of NCFC youth as well as the pro team.
Running the academy, some of the academy programs. Got some teams that are in national finals. Great coach, great guy, Greg Shields.
All right, so at the moment, Ottawa Fury FC will play with a man advantage as Thibaut Douay working with the trainer, but we do not expect him, based on Harrington being at the fourth officials table. The day is done for Douay. We hope that he can recover quickly, and we'll see what Harrington can do when he gets in.
Yeah, I think it's a like-for-like switch there. He's going to slide into that left back role.
Ball sent in. Ian, it's not a bad move knowing you're a man down, safety first.
Yeah, just clear it out, get yourself an opportunity to make the sub.
North Carolina FC substitution.
So Michael Harrington working his way on.
Yeah, it's a tough one, though, for Harrington, too, because he's gone from basically 2 minutes, no real warm-up. He's got to get himself back in the game. It looks like they might actually be pushing Harrington in the center of the park to play in that center back role and pushing Aaron Guillen out wide at left back.
It's interesting, though, because Colin Clark talking about the fact that Guillen is more of a center back than a wide player, but they've been using him in practice and most of the season at left back. So it's like Harrington, I think maybe also because of the exhaustion issues he's dealing with, will just stay at center back.
Yeah, a little bit less chasing up and down that left-hand side. There you go, an early touch for Michael Harrington.
Snaps that header, it'll roll out of bounds, and Tambakis will take his time.
Yeah, it'll get you going in the game a little bit, your first touch. Good look at Michael Harrington.
Rios called for the foul for tucking in and under Giger. Thomas Mayer Giger. He's on the ball now. Might get another tweet on that one. Goes far side. Middle of the park, here's Tobin. Becker. Nifty little touch, bouncing around. There's Graham Smith. It's away from Smith. Cleaned up there by Dixon. Now loose. Good work by Stephen Miller, having himself a game. It was Miller's effort, really, that sliding tackle in the 18, clean over to Rios. In my opinion, perhaps one of the best plays of the game that Stephen Miller made right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That play created that entire scoring opportunity. Good finish in the end by Rios, but the play is made there from Stephen Miller, just with his effort, his technique on the sliding challenge against Falvey.
Now, Jason, I also got to give a lot of credit to Guido Gonzalez. He's the man in the middle wearing the yellow shirt. So many times you see any kind of tackle in the 18, you've got that whistle, but he held off. It was clean by Miller.
Yeah, it was totally clean. Just a great challenge from him. And then had the presence of mind once he won the challenge. Just slide that ball back to Rios. Great first touch from Rios. And just places it in the bottom corner of the near post. No real chance, again, for Crapo to do anything with it.
Good little work there by Lomas. Now Deleuze finds Becker. Numbers are good. Rios is there. Great job to leave it for Miller. Miller just not quite in his run there on the stride, so he's got to hold up. Taylor will send it in. Rios is going to leave it. Now Deleuze the other side. Great work here. It'll be a throw in North Carolina FC.
Yeah, good smart play again from Rios, just trying to create something there.
Becker kept alive, takes a shot. Looks like he thought maybe, just maybe, Crapo was leaning the other way, so he went ahead and took a crack at it.
Yeah, he sure did. He thought he was going to catch the goalkeeper by surprise here. It's not a bad idea. If he gets this whipped, he cuts across it. See, he's trying to bend that ball. If he hits it to the far post and tries to bend it through that way, he might have had a better chance. Just got underneath it a little bit too much, but I don't mind that from Kyle Becker. He's the creative force. He's got to try to do something special.
Little push there in the back from Lomas. He's going to get whistled for it. Jason Geary never did that in his entire career.
Ever. I was never too small to be a center forward and had to fight and push everybody around. But Lomas, we haven't seen much from him. He hasn't gotten on the ball very often.
Here they go, whether it's their center back or their goalkeeper. They ping it back and then they bomb it long.
Yeah, they got to do a little better job finding Dos Santos instead of Howarth there.
Howarth too late there. Arrington got to it first. Here's Deleuze, tight quarters. Becker, just that work from Deleuze. Kept it in his team's possession. Taylor. Miller's got a good run going. Miller staying with it. And the long legs there. Sliding in from Obasi. Miller, now Deleuze with the trap. Thought he was going to pop it, folks. Now Becker down near the end line. Back across. Lomas leaves it. Smith. Now Taylor. Miller started it.
Oh.
And can't finish it. Wow. I'll tell you what, I thought Smith was going to take a crack.
I thought he was too. I think he made the right decision, though. Stephen Miller, just in the end, not able to get that shot on target. Great effort here from Becker. Cuts this ball back, and I thought Graham Smith was going to pipe one here, but elects to lay it off. DJ Taylor didn't really have a shot. Lays it back to Miller. Just gets underneath it a little bit, cutting across the ball. Wasn't able to get it on target.
If you were wondering if it was Miller time, wonder no more, right? That great tackle in the 18, it was his run all the way down against Obasi. Obasi with the long legs. Miller still stayed with it, got it across, and more good work here from North Carolina FC. Minute 40. Deleuze, it's wide open. Flag is down at the moment. Now it's up.
It's unlucky a little bit. Yeah, Austin Deleuze, just a step there. He doesn't think he was offside.
So Deleuze on the left, Miller on the right have been outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, today was an historic day for soccer in North America. Members of FIFA voted to award the 2026 FIFA World Cup to the united bid of Canada, Mexico, and the good old USA. The World Cup will return to North America for the first time in, God, it's hard to believe, 32 years when it happens, as I was a part of that 1994 World Cup team staff. 32 years, are you kidding me? And promises to be the biggest sporting event the world has ever seen. Congratulations to the united bid. The FIFA World Cup is coming back to North America in 2026. Ian now at left back over to Tobin. Harrington to Deleuze. Now Smith. Miller over to Tobin. Smith back to Becker. It's 2-0 North Carolina FC. Colin Clark calling this a must-win for the home team. And the home team, despite a nice run from our visitors from Canada, have that 2-0 lead.
Yeah, they really weathered the storm there. Caught them on the break. Excellent work by Stephen Miller and Daniel Rios. Now a little bit better. More of what you're used to seeing from North Carolina FC, controlling a little bit of the possession here.
Harrington to Deleuze. Now back to Harrington. Deleuze will close in on it. Deleuze has Lomas available, looking for Lomas. Oh, bound! North Carolina FC. Deleuze saw Lomas, I saw Lomas, and it's 3-0.
That is a heck of a goal. What a ball, what effort from Austin Deleuze. Watch this ball, great ball, but what is this touch from Marios Lomas? That is unbelievable. An unbelievable finish from the center forward, the number 9. Look at this, just a little touch with the toe. Past the outstretched hands of Crepo there. That is unbelievable. He's, giving the credit to Austin Deleuze, but what a finish from the big man, the number 9, getting it done.
Lomas with the goal, the assist to Austin Deleuze. That is for all the campers for My Youth 2018, the soccer camp out in Oakland, run by Austin Deleuze's aunt, Joanne Deleuze. Phenomenal play from Austin Deleuze wearing number 6.
Austin
I'll tell you what, that is an unbelievable cross, unbelievable finish for North Carolina FC. That is so difficult to do for Marius Lomas.
Ottawa Fury FC trying to pull one back. It's 3-0 and clinical right now for North Carolina FC. You're right, that goal from Lomas, he knew as well. Here's what I love about it. Deleuze saw Lomas. We all saw it, right? Lomas saw the goalkeeper before the ball came in. He knew what kind of touch it was going to take to make it 3-0, that man right there.
Yeah, it was excellent. And he made the near post run. He didn't hang back on the far post expecting a perfect cross. He went in front of his defender. But seriously, that is so difficult to do. I challenge anyone to get on the field, have someone cross the ball, see if they can hit it with their toe into the far post over a goalkeeper. I mean, that's an unbelievable finish from Marius Lomas. I'd like to see some videos of that, Dean. What do you think? People trying that finish?
You know it.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah.
I got North Carolina FC in there. We'll see what happens.
45th minute. Far side, good run here from Reed. Boy, they could pull one back right here. Tambakis, boy, how good has he been all season long? Tambakis with 3 big saves, 3 huge saves.
Absolutely, he's kept this North Carolina FC team in it. That's been 3 really, really, really good saves from Alex Tambakis to keep a clean sheet so far in this first half.
Well, you talked about what the response was going to be down 1, right? They come back, Tambakis gets one, then he gets another one. Then North Carolina FC gets their 2nd goal. Then they get their 3rd, and now Tambakis gets another save. That could hurt you.
Absolutely, that's crucial. Right before halftime, we're in extra time now. And Tambakis keeping the clean sheet. Much different going in 3-0, obviously, than 3-1. Just mentally, they can get out of this half being up 3-0. It becomes difficult mentally for Ottawa to get back in this thing.
Stay with us at halftime. We'll take a look around the USL, get you updated on scores and standings, and also talk about the newest member of the USL in 2019, USL New Mexico, headquartered in Albuquerque. Become the 5th new club set to join the league for the 2019 season, and is New Mexico's first professional soccer franchise. Boy, that is exciting. The USL is just perfect for that kind of situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Just growing. Get a team down there in New Mexico, great soccer culture down there.
Three goals for the home team, North Carolina FC. None for the visitors from Canada, Ottawa Fury FC. Ottawa Fury FC coming in with 15 points. North Carolina FC sitting with 11, trying to pick up 3 points. The top 8 in each of the 2 conferences for the USL make the playoffs. Love that structure as well. Exciting to see 16 teams in the playoffs, and you can do that when you're loaded up the way the USL is. Here's a shot here, I think, and it's in. Look at that. Ottawa Fury FC sticking with it, never giving up. And they get the goal there from number 88, Oliveira, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, it's a great individual effort from Oliveira. There's the giveaway. Great defensive play by the left back, Obasi. Oliveira, this is just a great effort from him. Cutting inside the box. Pretty poor defending from North Carolina FC, if I'm being honest. Puts it into the far post, and that's a big goal. We talked about it right before halftime. Such a different feeling for Ottawa going in, having dominated a long stretch of this first half, and Oliveira pulls one back. Coach Popovich is going to be happy going into halftime, obviously not with the goals, but getting one back right before the break.
Yeah, Colin Clark had to be happy for the most part, but gives up that late goal. At halftime, it's North Carolina FC 3, Ottawa Fury FC 1. Stay with us.
Disaster can strike at any moment. But fortunately, Strategic Systems has got your back. If your data has been compromised, disaster recovery services from Strategic Systems will have you up and running in no time. Your data is critical. Protect it.
My name is Clint Dempsey, and I play for Seattle Sounders. if you played on a club team, it gave you an opportunity to get a scholarship in soccer. So going to Dallas, so we lived in Nacogdoches. I went for my first tryout, not really thinking I was going to make it, and ended up making the team. And then it was the reality set in. My parents were like, how are we going to afford this? How are we going to be able to drive 3 hours one way and 3 hours back? I was just lucky that I had parents who were crazy enough to drive me that far to get that coaching. See more at celebratingsoccer.com.
In soccer, every second is monumental. Every moment of the 90 minutes is backed up by months of training, hours of perfecting passes, weeks of tuning your touch. You put in the time searching for your next advantage. We provide the gear that helps you earn it.
Everybody having a good time. Why not? 4 goals in the first half as we've got USL action on a Wednesday night from Salem Stadium, Wakemet Soccer Park in Cary. Your halftime scores, North Carolina FC 3 and Ottawa Fury FC 1. Welcome back upstairs, everybody. Dean Linke along with Jason Gary. And how about this one? 4 goals in the first 45.
Yeah, an excellent first half. North Carolina FC being pretty clinical in their finishing in the first period here. Great effort from the attacking players. Defensively, a little shaky there, and Ottawa got one back right before the break, so it should be a really entertaining second half.
It's been great to be back in the USL this season for North Carolina FC. Let's take a look at some other scores around the league as well, Jason Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at Charlotte up 1-0 over Atlanta United, and then FC Cincinnati and Bethlehem Steel. That's a pretty good matchup of two teams. Obviously, FC Cincinnati, kind of the class of the league so far this season, and Bethlehem Steel trying to get something going, but a good matchup there just in the 19th minute.
Charlotte Independence have turned their season around. Look at that. They're at number 4 right now with 20 points. FC Cincinnati, Louisville, the class of the league.
Yeah, they sure are. Those are the two teams that have really put it together, experienced squads, and they're running up the standings there. But look at Charlotte. They're trying to make something happen. They get a result against Cincinnati. That's a pretty good deal. Maybe make a little North Carolina FC fans a little nervous here.
You see the standings, though, sitting at 18. If North Carolina FC can keep it going, they got the 3-1 lead. They'll pick up 3 more points. And North Carolina FC, let's assume that they can hang on, and I think they will. Those 14 points will send them right up there, and they're knocking on the door of those first 8.
Yeah, we just talked about it. They've got to go on a run. They've got to put together a string of getting 3 points, especially here at home, to run up those standings. And then they're right in the thick of things, and anything can really happen in the last half of this season.
So much excitement for the USL, and USL Production does a great job keeping you up to date. Let's take a look back at all the happenings in Week 13.
Dribbles past the keeper. Watson slides it in. Matt Watson has his first Indy 11 goal. The third time be the charm. It is for the Indy 11. Carlisle Mitchell. It is first goal night.
Hoffman cuts it back to Ledesma. Shot and a goal. Richard Ledesma with his first career goal.
Tim Bacchus with the save. That was all Tshipalani. Kudak with the finish. 1-0 FC Cincinnati.
The box, the header, and a big save by Dykstra. Inchhoff with the swing. Pickens upstairs to deny it.
From Tobin to find Miller. Miller's going to crank one over. Rios is there. Oh, my. Punched away by Newton.
Scored on one this year.
Jordan!
Goal! Levitt. Here's a shot. And it's shot. And it's score! Leon Taylor, welcome to the home pitch.
She is shot in, a great save by Stuart Zayus. For Aguilar, left-footed ball to goal, saved by Rawls.
just did, and Stuart Sayus elevates, and that's a goal! Swung in, down inside, headed on, and he scores! Ken Tribbett again! About the big difference. Another header by Ken Tribbett, he scores again! Ken Tribbett, 2 goals!
Oh, Calistri with the spin. And finds a way to slot it past Fabian Serta. What a return game for Joey Calistri as his 2nd goal of the night on the brace.
Goal of the month, goal of the week, goal of the year worthy.
Shot taken, he's gone!
Still giving chase. Brought down nicely. A shot! A wonder goal! Shot scored!
Phenomenal goals as always in the USL, and fans young and old having a great time here at Salem Stadium, Wake Met Soccer Park in Cary, where North Carolina FC leads it by a score of 3-1. Dean Linke back with Jason Gary. And Jason, we talked about it in the first half. Another team, New Mexico, will join the USL next year.
Yeah, pretty exciting. The growth of this league has been tremendous. You love to see new markets coming into the league. In New Mexico, they're going to try to build a team and compete in the USL. I think it's fantastic for U.S. soccer in general and the USL as a league.
Yeah, big announcement for the USL. You see it right there. United Soccer League announcing its latest expansion club with USL New Mexico, headquartered in Albuquerque. They'll join in 2019. Check out that crowd as New Mexico's introduction bolsters the USL's growing footprint in the Southwest. The club also signed its first player, Albuquerque native Devon Sandoval, who we know so well. Yeah. He joined the announcement as well. Sandoval, a former All-American at the University of New Mexico. Good times in Albuquerque. Congratulations to the newest member of the USL. They will join the roster of teams in 2019. We come back, we'll talk World Cup with Kurt Johnson, the president general manager of North Carolina FC. At halftime, it's North Carolina FC 3, Ottawa Fury FC 1.
Disaster can strike at any moment. But fortunately, Strategic Systems has got your back. If your data has been compromised, disaster recovery services from Strategic Systems will have you up and running in no time. Your data is critical. Protect it.
My name is Clint Dempsey, and I play for Seattle Sounders. If you played on a club team, it gave you an opportunity to get a scholarship in soccer. So going to Dallas, so we lived in Nacogdoches. I went for my first tryout, not really thinking I was going to make it, and ended up making the team. And then it was the reality set in. My parents were like, how are we going to afford this? How are we going to be able to drive 3 hours one way and 3 hours back? I was just lucky that I had parents who were crazy enough to drive me that far to get that coaching. See more at celebratingsoccer.com.
In soccer, every second is monumental. Every moment of the 90 minutes is backed up by months of training, hours of perfecting passes, weeks of tuning your touch. You put in the time searching for your next advantage. We provide the gear that helps you earn it.
Wednesday night USL action from Salem Stadium, Wake Met Soccer Park in Cary, with North Carolina FC leading Ottawa Fury FC by a score of 3-1. We welcome you upstairs. Hello, everybody. Dean Linke. I promised you the president, general manager of North Carolina FC, Kurt Johnson, and he's here. Kurt, great to see you.
Good to see you.
Kurt, nice first half here, 4 goals, exciting soccer on a Wednesday night.
Exciting soccer. I thought we were great in the final third. Maybe not as good as we have been in the past couple games in the middle third and the back third, but the soccer gods are funny, right? I mean, we deserve more goals against Cincinnati, maybe not as many tonight, but we'll take it, and very proud of the guys' effort thus far.
Because we know you can do it, we're going to put you to work. We're going to show you the first half highlights with our president, GM Kurt Johnson, as we break down the exciting first 45. Of course, Becker with great service as always.
Connor with his head on it. You know, he's ready to play right from the start in the right spot, and a nice celebration or a bad celebration. I'm not sure how you want to put it.
The robot from Connor Tobin, number 13. I think it's fantastic. Making it work, and it's 1-0 North Carolina FC. They would not be done, though.
Yeah, tremendous start for us, but Ottawa was very good in their offensive third. You know, they didn't finish as much as possible, but Alex came up with a few huge saves that bailed us out. Yeah.
Alex Tambakis with 3 monster saves wearing that number 1 jersey. He has been so good all season.
Yeah, and they were just rampaging through the final third with a lot of shots off the post there. That easily could have gone in, and that would have made it 1-1. Huge play in the game, but at that point, he's covering the goal really well. DJ gets up the right side, great ball into Steven, and Steven in effort play, right? That's his bread and butter. Daniel finishes it like we know how, and you know, our forwards are scoring a lot of goals this year.
It's the second time Rios has scored this year against Ottawa Fury FC. Go ahead and hold that jersey up high. What a tremendous signing on loan from Chivas Guadalajara. So now it's 2-0 North Carolina FC. Looking to lose. He'll look up. Lomas is ready.
Well, he stole it first, and then what a cross, and you know, world-class finish, however you want to say it. Goal of the week, goal of the month, maybe goal of the year. That was outstanding from Marios.
So it's 3-0, and Ottawa Fury FC could have said, you know what? We're going to just get ready for the bus, but this team has come to play.
Yeah, they fight hard in the final third. That's what I've seen. In that case, they out-scrapped us, and another dribbling, penetrating run, ball right in the corner, and it's 3-1, and it's a tight game. You know, it's much tighter game than the score indicates. We've got a lot of work to do in the second half.
See the shots right there, 8 for Ottawa Fury, 6 for North Carolina FC, and the halftime score is 3-1. We welcome you back on camera, Kurt Johnson, because we got to know each other during the 1994 World Cup.
Long time ago.
Here's the deal. When the next World Cup comes, that's 32 years later. I can't believe it.
More gray hair. But the way I look at it is the fact that we got 2026 means maybe there's another one in our future in our 80s or 90s. But incredible. I heard Don Garber talk about it today. An event like that throws rocket fuel on the sport for many years. And that's the excitement, the intensity, the way people follow it. And the news couldn't come at a better time, obviously, with the World Cup starting without the U.S. here tomorrow.
Rocket fuel is the perfect word. You think about all of the careers that were launched because of that 94 World Cup.
Well, it was a different time and a place where it was difficult for us to even maximize the opportunity of the World Cup. Clearly, MLS was a byproduct of that World Cup. We're even better positioned to take advantage of the World Cup in 2026, both the lead up as well as the immediate following period of time to maximize that.
You know it. Congratulations for all you've done for soccer in this country and for this team right here. Kurt Johnson, the fine president, general manager for North Carolina FC. They lead it here at the half by a score of 3-1. Going to take a look at the sights and sounds around Salem Stadium and WakeMed Soccer Park as Kurt will hand it over to Jason Gary. What a great job Kurt Johnson did, by the way, breaking down those highlights as always. And Jason Gary now back with us here as we get you set for the start of the second half with North Carolina FC on top by a score of 3-1. Kurt Johnson stole your thunder there, breaking down those 4 goals. That was pretty exciting.
It was pretty good. And I agree, though, that Marios Lomas finish is world class. That was unbelievable from the North Carolina FC number 9. I would like to get that going, though. Let's get some videos, get some crosses from some guys out there. See if anybody can do that little one touch with the toe to the far post. That could be recreated. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, you know it. Fantastic job there. And here's the thing, Kurt Johnson talking about the fact that it started with Deleuze stealing the ball. Yeah. So he had to do the work defensively first to get the entire thing started.
Yeah, he sure did. It was a great effort, but this is going to be a key moment. The first 5 or 10 minutes of this second half are going to be crucial to see if Ottawa can claw their way back into this thing. And for North Carolina FC, you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. Ottawa had enough chances in that first half, except for some big saves from Tambakis. Could have been up in this game.
Tobin comes forward. And a whistle and a yellow card, I believe, issued to, was that Tobin or Smith? We'll get it clarification here as It's Connor Tobin with the yellow card.
Yeah, Tobin, he just got, player got beyond him there. Tobin just used his hands here to grab. I think it was Reed there, just pulling him back. I think it's a good yellow card from the referee, in my opinion.
So here we go. You see it right there officially, number 13, Tobin. Rios, 47th minute. It'll be a throw in far side for Deleuze. Deleuze will leave it far side. Austin Deleuze. I got excited as Kurt Johnson was talking about his defensive work. You think about everything he's done, and as you mentioned, the Benjamin Button thing, but just phenomenal work.
Yeah, absolutely. Same way kind of Stephen Miller created that goal with the extra effort. Austin Deleuze did the same thing defensively, but then just played an unbelievable cross into Lomas, and the finish was just exquisite for me.
Dos Santos with Tobin there.
Yeah, well done. Both by Tobin with the block there. Graham Smith, Tobin having some words there with DJ Taylor.
48th minute. 3-1 North Carolina FC on top of Ottawa Fury FC. If you're Colin Clark, you had that 3-0 lead. Could have been tighter if not for the work of that man right there, Alex Tambakis. What's your message along with Dewan Bader, Nick Platter, Greg Shields, and Michael Milazzo?
Yeah, I think they just got to keep the effort up. They got to keep the effort up defensively. Try to eliminate some of those giveaways in the final third, or excuse me, the defensive third, that led to some good attacks for Ottawa. But their finishing has been excellent. That's what we've been missing, I think, over the last few weeks, is the finishing just hasn't been there, and it was excellent there in the first half.
Throw in for Ottawa Fury FC. Harrington came on for Pibo Due, who looked like an apparent hamstring injury. Certainly wish him a speedy recovery. He's been a nice addition at that left back, former West Virginia Mountaineer. Dealing with it. Into the 18. Deleuze. Deleuze knocked away there. Crapo, Rios off his head. Deleuze still there. Deleuze still on it. Out of the 18. Hard tackle by Deleuze. Kurt Johnson also talking about that effort play from Stephen Miller, which was huge on that second goal.
Yeah, it sure was. Just sliding in there, making it difficult for Colin Falvey. Daniel Rios with a composed finish.
The big man out of the back, Obasi. Yeah, if you're Nikola Popovic, I gotta believe Howarth with a shot right to Tambakis. I gotta believe you were pretty encouraged despite the scoreline, which is hard to imagine.
Yeah, I think he was encouraged by the play and by how his team performed, but obviously giving up 3 goals and a half is not what any coach would want. But they created enough chances, some good saves by Tambakis. I feel like at halftime he probably told his guys, hey, we're in this game. Keep pushing forward. We'll find another goal and be right in this thing.
Putting a stamp on that beautiful assist from number 6, Austin Deleuze. Over to Lomas is the longtime Wake Forest women's soccer coach. What a job he's done. He's got the same last name as Austin, Tony Deleuze, sending a message, wonder goal, and that is perfect, is it not?
I'm telling you, that is such a difficult thing to do. That center forward running in the box, able to touch that thing to the far post with that composure over the goalkeeper. It's so difficult to do, running at full speed with a whipped-in cross from the left foot of Austin Deleuze. Unbelievable.
51st minute, corner kick, Ottawa Fury FC. It's loose in front. Cleared by Rios. He's got one of the 3 goals for North Carolina FC. Reed wearing number 30, dancing around Taylor. He's been dancing the entire game, folks. Becker gets a piece of it. It'll fall to Oliveira. He'll take a shot. Oh my, he's got one. Looking for the brace, and it was going to be on if he scored right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Oliveira, he's been excellent. Kevin Oliveira just popping up in good spots there, right behind his 2 center forwards. Just drags that one past the far post. I think Tambakis was in a good position, but you never want to see somebody get a free look right there from the top of the 18-yard box.
North Carolina FC returns to Salem Stadium at Wakeman Soccer Park on Saturday, June 23rd to take on your reigning USL champion Louisville City FC. Tickets to the match are on sale now and can be purchased by going online at northcarolinafc.com or by calling the Coastal Credit Union box office at 919-459-8144. Throw in for Ottawa Fury. Down 3-1, 52nd minute. Starting to cool down and turn into a wonderful evening here midweek. Salem Stadium, Wakeman Soccer Park in Cary. Tobin over to Taylor. Miller. Tobin with Dos Santos, the leading goal scorer for Ottawa Fury FC, trying to run down Tambakis. Middle of the park.
2 tallest guys on the field there challenging for that one.
As a comeback, come all the way back to Tambakis, of course. Ottawa Fury FC and North Carolina FC, before joining the USL this season, they have faced each other quite a bit. For more on that, we go back to Kelly Glendenning. Kelly, take it away.
Yeah, I've got a little history lesson for the viewers at home. Even though North Carolina FC's first season as part of the USL is this year, NCFC and Ottawa Fury FC definitely have some history. They played in the NASL together from 2014 to 2016 before meeting again earlier this year. And the all-time record is pretty close. Right now, North Carolina has 3 wins, 3 draws, and 4 losses against Ottawa. So with a win tonight for NCFC, the overall series record would be equal at 4 wins and 4 losses to go along with those 3 draws. Dean?
All right, you see the yellow card there from Atakora coming in hard on Deleuze, and all things being equal, the yellow to Tobin, now a yellow to Atakora, number 4. And here we go, a free kick opportunity for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, just a long touch there from Atakora. But right here, this is, for me, this is Kyle Becker territory. The Ottawa fans will be familiar with Kyle Becker, the Canadian international. He's got the ability to put this ball wherever he wants. Been so dangerous on free kicks. You see him, you watch him in training. He puts these things wherever he wants. Hasn't been able to capitalize yet this year for North Carolina FC in a game, but I'd watch him on this one. See if he makes a effort to go on target, or if he puts this thing in a dangerous area inside the box. I think they have something set up here with the way everyone is standing. A little bit different here from North Carolina FC.
55th minute. Becker surveying, pops it over. Deleuze climbing the ladder and couldn't get a whole lot of heat on it. But how many times have we seen Deleuze, one of the smaller guys out there, climb the ladder? He's an athlete.
Yeah, it's almost like it was designed to go to Deleuze, which is a little bit different. Not the biggest guy in the box, but they took the big guys out. Tobin wasn't in there. Some of the bigger guys from North Carolina FC weren't even inside the 18-yard box. I think that was set up. That's a training ground type of thing. Just didn't quite work out for North Carolina FC.
Oliveira, number 88, he runs downhill as fast as anybody out there. Miller had it for a moment, and he is fouled. Good call, Jason Gary.
Yeah, just a little bit extra there. I think it was Oliveira. Just got a piece of Stephen Miller as he was trying to clear the ball. Referee, I think the referee's done an excellent job tonight, kind of letting guys play, you know, calling it when he needs to, but excellent job tonight so far by the center referee.
So I'm with Kelly Glendenning and Jason Gary tonight. I'll be back with those 2 All-Stars on Saturday. I cannot wait, as the North Carolina Courage, phenomenal team. They've not lost a game to start the NWSL season. They'll be here on 7 p.m. to take on the Utah Royals. Tickets to that match are on sale now. by going online at nccourage.com or back to the Coastal Credit Union box office. Kelly Glendenning, back to you, the North Carolina Courage here on Saturday.
Yeah, they've been just phenomenal this year. They're on a 12-game unbeaten streak so far in the NWSL, and they're just so fun to watch, Dean, as you said earlier. They've got some great international talent. We'll have 5 players returning from international duty with the United States, 1 coming back from her international trip with Ireland, and then Dabinha will be returning from Brazil as well. So just world-class talent, kind of in spirit of the World Cup that's happening, kicking off tomorrow. You can come watch some more international women's talent on Saturday when the NC Courage play.
I think it's the best women's pro team in the world. As you mentioned, the World Cup. This one will drop to Miller. Miller time! And how about North Carolina FC?
I'll tell you what, Dean, Stephen Miller, he's deserved a goal tonight. What a finish from him. Numbers in the box. DJ Taylor, great run down the right-hand side. Good, dangerous ball in the box. Kind of a poor clearance there from Ottawa. Stephen Miller makes no mistake about that one. Buries it into the far post. Great technique here. Keeps it low. Right past Grapo into the far post. And North Carolina FC off and running.
Boy, at halftime, we saw the great piece from USL Productions breaking down the phenomenal highlights from this past week. They've got a lot to edit as they think about the next edition. USL, it has been so much fun. Colin Clark has got to love it, up 4-1.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to love it. He's got to love the finishing, the clinical finishing from North Carolina FC tonight. Be interesting to see how many shots they've had versus how many goals, because they've been excellent putting things on target. And Crapo, to his credit, he really hasn't had a chance on many of these goals. They've been just great finishes.
I'll tell you what, with North Carolina FC, as we've got some whistles there, Becker and Oliveira, and a little bit of a tussle. So now the referee, Guido Gonzalez, will have a word with both of them. And Becker's still not happy with Oliveira, who's friends with Mr. Fernandez on the team. They're still face-to-face as he's sorting that out. How about North Carolina FC? 4 goals against Atlanta United, 3 goals against Penn FC, and 4 in this one as we take a look at what happened here.
Yeah, a little bit extra. Yeah, Oliveira went in with the elbow, it looked like to me. Becker wasn't happy about it. Yeah, that was just something a little bit extra. A little frustration there from Oliveira.
Yeah, I thought that was more Oliveira than Becker. And I promise you, that's not with any home cooking. That's just what I saw right there.
Yeah, no, I think he certainly went in with the elbow. Didn't extend the elbow, but when he went into Becker, he knew what he was doing. A little frustration there.
That's a little bit of scoreboard frustration, I think, as well, for number 88, who does have a goal and has looked very good.
Yeah, he's been excellent.
Lomas going to switch it. I like this Lomas Rios. I mean, you know, I also like Iwolo, the Cameroonian, as well. 3 forwards. That's a nice change for Colin Clark to have that many weapons up top.
Yeah, I thought he's had some really good moments this year, but still a young player. Kind of struggled a little bit last game versus FC Cincinnati. Didn't really get into it, but he was playing against some pretty good players there in the back line for FC Cincinnati. I like the idea, though, of rotating those center forwards. Who's in the best form? Lomas, obviously, with an unbelievable goal tonight, has probably earned another start, but I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see Donovan Iwolo in the latter parts of this game.
Long ball to Lomas. Pretty good trap. Lomas, his touch will lead to a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC.
Fans, let's get excited for another Carolina Kino corner kick brought to you by the North Carolina Education Lottery.
As you hear Mark Calloway talk about it, reminds me to tell you that it's a North Carolina Education Lottery Carolina Kino corner kick. Carolina Kino gives you the chance to win up to $100,000 every 5 minutes. Becker sending it in, far post. No problem for Ottawa Fury FC, down again by 3 goals with 30 minutes remaining in this one. Out of bounds off of Becker, and a throw in back to our visitors from Canada. Want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? Join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. Well, that's not a good pass there. We talked about the offense of Ottawa Fury FC. Play it back to their center backs, Atakora and Falvey, and that'll work just fine if they don't keep it in play.
Yeah, absolutely. North Carolina FC will take that. Not sure what the referee's got going on here. Foul throw, maybe?
Did that go off of North Carolina FC?
I'm not sure.
Must have. Harrington came on for Pivo Due, who appeared to pull his hamstring. Will knock it out of bounds. 62nd minute. 4 goals in the first half. One more goal here from number 31, Stephen Miller, with the Miller time shot. And it's 4-1. Stephen Miller, boy, what a year he's had. He's from Westchester. Defensively here from Philadelphia, big Eagles fan. Had a little Twitter war with the great Samantha Mewis, the star, one of the stars, so many stars of North Carolina Courage for the Super Bowl. And there's Miller, who will clear it.
Yeah, Mewis with a great performance for the United States national team. Been excellent.
Obasi. Alavera. Looked like a little shove there from Tobin.
Yeah, it looked like a foul to me. Referee letting it play. If North Carolina FC can get a little bit of possession here.
'63rd minute.
Good pressure from Lomas. Got to keep that intensity up for North Carolina FC. Colin Falvey. Big man in the back.
A bit too long, too strong, and out of bounds. I feel like if anybody would know about that Super Bowl bet between Mewis and Miller, it'd be Kelly Glendenning.
Yeah, that one was definitely a lot of fun to watch. Sam Mewis is probably one of the biggest New England Patriots fans known to man. She's from up in Boston, so she was pulling really hard for her Patriots to take home the Super Bowl. And of course, she had a lot to be confident about. They've done it so many times. You would think that she had the better luck in that one, but you know, the Philadelphia Eagles pulled it out, and Stephen Miller still keeps that bet in his back pocket.
You know it. What a celebration. Speaking of celebrations, Becker was trying to make it 5-1, the Canadian number 10.
Come on, Kelly, what was the bet? What did he win? Come on.
It was just a jersey swap. So actually Sam is supposed to show up to training wearing an Eagles jersey, which has not happened yet, but it will most likely be on social media when it does. So keep an eye out. Hopefully by the end of this season, you'll see her sporting an Eagles jersey. Probably might be Ertz, though. That would be pretty cool, because Julie Ertz, who is the wife of the great Zach Ertz, who plays for Philadelphia. So, you know, it's not too hard for Sam to put that on. She's just supporting one of her U.S. teammates.
Great point. Nice transition, tying it all together. Here, it's been an impressive performance from North Carolina FC on top. 4-1 over Ottawa Fury FC. Jason, Gary, nice performance from the home team.
Yeah, they've been excellent. The finishing is what has impressed me. That's what's been missing from this team, I think, in the first few months of the season. It's just that clinical finishing, and they've brought it out tonight. Multiple players getting in on the action. Some excellent goals from North Carolina FC. All started really, though, from that man, Connor Tobin, the big center back, one of the leaders of this team, made it happen in the 3rd or 4th minute of this game.
Saw him do the robot.
We won't talk about the celebration, though.
I'd like to go back in time and see some Jason Gary celebrations. Still Maryland's all-time leading goal scorer. You must have had some pretty good ones, right? As this one cleared out of there. Falvey, Lomas comes in hard. Lomas a little bit too late. think about the fact that Jason Gary is going into the Maryland Hall of Fame, a no-doubter, a guy from little old Louisiana, going up to College Park, making it happen for Sasho Soroski, walking out of there with the National Championship Player of the Year. That's a celebration right there. Did you have some good ones when you scored a goal? Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, thank you. Sash told me a week ago, going to the Hall of Fame, pretty excited.
Obasi pushes forward. It'll go out of bounds. Now you can talk. Take the stage, my man, Hall of Famer. No? Come on.
Usually I just kind of blacked out for 10 or 15 seconds. Didn't really know what happened. But, no, pretty excited about that. Just played with so many great guys over the years at Maryland, and guys that are way better than me went on to play for the national team. We'll see here. Obasi just cutting in, man. It's just the size he's got with that left foot. Tries to play through. Just good defending there by Connor Tobin. Being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that'll roll out of bounds. I know that I'm on the invite list after Jorge Acuna, but I'd like to know about that Hall of Fame ceremony for sure. That'll be fantastic.
You're in it. Let's do it.
Adekora pushing forward with that right foot, bombing it long off the head of Taylor. Safety first, minute 67. Roll out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. Speaking of Hall of Famers, how about our Hall of Fame crew? Kyle, do your research, Lang. Joe Ferrara, directing. Savannah Rosanna Dana Revel. Colin Thrash. Ian Lang. Brian Ware. Curtis Adams. Matt McCullough. Austin Edwards. Alongside Kelly Glendenning. My Hall of Famer, Jason Gary. I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you here on a Wednesday night for USL action.
And we'll see how the rest of this game goes. But for North Carolina FC, I think this is just what they needed. A good performance, some goals, some excitement. Kind of really build into the last half of this season. But Ottawa had some really good spells there in the first half. Just weren't able to capitalize on some of those chances. Some good goalkeeping by Tambakis. And in the second half, we really haven't seen anything from Howarth. Haven't had much going forward.
Taylor. And we've got some subs now coming for Nikola Popovic as number 15, Maxim Tissot, another Canadian, is going to come on. So Tissot, number 15, into the game, Jason Gary.
Yeah, see what impact he can have on this game. Thought Reed had some good moments in the first half, but being down 3 goals, that's a tough one there. That's going to be a card.
And hard was Smith, and he'll get a yellow card.
Yeah, I thought it was a deserved yellow there. Just caught Dos Santos late. An ill-timed tackle from Graham Smith. See here. He's just a little bit late into this. Dos Santos gets the touch in. I think it's a good call from the referee and a deserved yellow, but it really did kill the play there. Ottawa had a chance to break with numbers. Not a bad foul in the end from Graham Smith. That holding midfielder who's had such a good season for North Carolina FC.
So come all the way back to Tambakis, minute 70. Reminding you that North Carolina FC will be back here on Saturday, June 23rd to take on Louisville City FC. And of course, this Saturday, it's the North Carolina Courage in town. Of course, a lot of the excitement buzzing around, though. The World Cup will start in Russia, but perhaps even more excitement about the announcement that in 2026, the FIFA World Cup coming back to North America. Well, we saw it at halftime as you're seeing Canziora get ready to come on. We want to remind you that you can watch highlights from every game of the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the league by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel at youtube.com/USL. And Graham Smith, he's got the yellow card, so he's going to come out. And now Canziora with the score 4-1. And Smith can barely make it over there. Another great work from number 16, Graham Smith.
Yeah, he's probably not used to coming out of the game, but Marcel Canziora is going to get a run in here for the last 20 minutes or so. Graham Smith, I don't think it was anything he did wrong. Colin Clark, though, seeing the yellow card, wants to bring him out. get him a little bit of rest. Busy slate of fixtures coming up here for North Carolina FC.
Miller.
Good Miller just doing the work, both sides of the ball.
Impressive indeed.
Good hold-up play there from Rios as well. Much better here from North Carolina FC.
Deleuze overlapping run coming here. Guillen will cut it back. Guillen gonna have a goal. Guillen over to Rios. Wow, good work there from North Carolina FC.
It was a classic counterattack, Dean. That's how you draw it up. Brought the ball down the right-hand side, switched it through the middle, and in the end, a good ball from Deleuze. Guillen, great play here from him to cut the ball back, and he gets his head up, and he picks out Daniel Rios, puts this thing right on his head, and I think Rios a little disappointed he didn't get that one on target. A little bit behind him, but a forward from his caliber you'd think would put that one on target. Could have been up 5-1 here, but a great counterattack from North Carolina FC.
This will roll all the way out of bounds. Colin Clark helping with a uniform issue there.
That's a heart rate monitor that no player likes to wear. And the guy came off and he just threw it off the field. I love it. Strength and conditioning coach probably wouldn't like that, but
Miller bounce around, go out of bounds, back to Ottawa Fury FC. 73rd minute. Good times for Stephen Miller. Out with that hamstring injury. Missed that Bethlehem Steel game. Missed the DC United game. But, boy, since coming back, he seems fresher and sharper, doesn't he? Looks solid out there.
Absolutely. Goal and an assist from right midfield. That's a really good return for Stephen Miller.
Santos earning a whistle. One of those 6'4" players out there, along with the left back Obasi, who's calling for it, and he'll get it. Here comes the big man. Taken away there by Miller. The big foot there of Obasi, able to win it back, though. Now Tiso. Oliveira is going to switch it far side. Guillen over there defensively. Pretty good ball, charging in. Tiso, and I think he got to it. I think he did, and it's in the back of the net. You saw Tiso making a run. It'll count. Also, you saw the big man as well, Dos Santos. We'll see who gets the goal. Doesn't matter. It's 4-2.
Yeah, absolutely. What a ball in from the right-hand side. We'll see it here. Good ball sprayed out by Oliveira. It's Howarth, though. Look at a great first touch. Just put this thing in a dangerous position. It's got a lot of air under it. Let's see. I think it's an own goal there from DJ Taylor, possibly. Good pressure from Ottawa, but it looked like it came off of DJ Taylor's shoulder to me, Dean.
It did. Tiso was right there as well. Sometimes they'll go ahead and frost a gift, but I think looking at the replay, it was an own goal. Tiso may have put enough pressure on Taylor to earn it. We'll wait for the official call.
Yeah, wait for the official call, but they put Howarth getting down that right-hand side, put a great ball into the box, just a dangerous area. And two players challenging. We'll see here. This looks like a head injury collision here between two guys, Adacora and Rios.
Adacora, great big center back. Rios holding his head. Both trainers out there immediately. Adacora looks
videos, schedules, tickets, and more.
Be in a little better shape as he's sitting up already. Rios continues to hold his head.
Yeah, it was an awkward play. See the training staff out there. We'll see it. This ball goes up. Both players challenging, and just both clash of the heads there in both of them. Both go down immediately. That's a tough one. Both players, though, going for the ball, focusing on that. Adacora shaking it off there. The magic spray for Rios there. Love it. Right on the head.
Did you ever get hit with the magic spray?
Yeah, man.
Is it magical?
It's not.
I love it. There's Iwolo, the Cameroonian, wearing number 7.
I think it's all mental. Get the magic spray. I feel better. It's all good. There's Rios. He's popped up. Got to come off the field, though, for a sec. Hopefully both guys, it was no bad intent on either party, just both challenging for the ball. A little clash of the heads. Didn't even mess up Rios' part in his hair there. That's pretty good stuff.
Good-looking player, Rios. What a nice pickup on loan from Chivas Guadalajara. Needed some time and certainly getting it with North Carolina FC. And, boy, early doors and talking to the team, including Austin DeLuz, who's always great about spending time with us and out in the community. He said that Rios in front of the goal is fantastic, and he has shown that to us this year.
Yeah, absolutely. He can finish. There's no doubt about it. But he's a player that does need service. We saw the service from Stephen Miller on his earlier goal. He's got to have that service. When he gets it, he's excellent. When North Carolina FC are not creating the chances, then he's not really in the game. But he's been excellent tonight, and typical center forward. You got to create some chances for him. If you do, and he's quality, he's going to finish, and that is what Rios can do.
Dos Santos doesn't really need to climb the ladder when he's 6'4". He got enough of it to get it to Oliveira. Now Tiso back to Obasi. Obasi thought he was going to hook a left-footed in there. He's got another chance to do it. See Miller making him go right. Nice work by Miller, understanding the game plan. Howarth. Spelled H-A-W-O-R-T-H, but pronounced Howarth. The captain got off to a great start. The score 4-2. Plenty of time still for Ottawa Fury FC as Oliveira. Look at Miller stopping Oliveira. First time, Oliveira stays with it. Canziora, who's come on. And now Rios is going to clear it over near head coach Nikola Popovic. Climbing it, Tobin.
Yeah, it was an important intervention there from Connor Tobin. Two Ottawa players were waiting for that ball to come through. Good play from the center back.
A whistle, and looks like another card is going to come out. And this time it goes to the left back, Obasi. Aniwa Obasi.
Yeah, we'll see it here. Canziora takes the touches a little bit further out than he wants, but Obasi coming in with those studs exposed. Makes a little contact with the ball, but a lot of contact with Canziora's left foot. I really do think the referee's done a great job managing this game, issuing the yellow cards when he needs to.
Bacchus. We walk you up to minute 80. Lomas. Lomas had that wonder goal from Austin DeLuz. Was looking for his second.
Yeah, he was. He was trying to turn on it and hit it with his right foot. Out of court, did a great job defending.
All right, we told you about Austin DeLuz, of course, the great work he does right here in this community. How about his Aunt Joanne out in Oakland with My Ute? My Ute Soccer's on a mission to provide access to a diverse socioeconomic and cultural environment through the sport of soccer, a free camp every single year now for 11 years straight. The DeLuz family giving back in every way possible.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And there's Austin DeLuz. Such great work in the community. Just a great human being.
Minute 80. It'll roll out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in.
Yeah, and again, good defending there against Howarth. Ottawa just trying to find their way back into this thing there. Plenty of time left to get that third goal, put themselves in a position to try to get a point here. North Carolina FC has to stay focused defensively, track their runners, get some pressure on the ball like Stephen Miller's doing here.
Obasi, heavy touch. Here's a shot.
Oh.
And Taylor will clear it. It'll go out of bounds. For more on Austin Duluth, let's go quickly to Kelly Glendenning.
Thanks, Dean. You guys were talking about how Austin is just so active in the community, not just him, but his entire family. And one that most of you will probably be familiar with is his initiative, Playing for Pride, which he started last season. He started this campaign to raise awareness and funds for the Human Rights Campaign originally, and it was a huge success. So he decided to bring it back again this year for the month of June, and has over 100 players who are participating this season, and 11 of those players are on rosters tonight. 8 from NCFC and 3 from Ottawa are participating this year. And it's really cool to see these players come together and work on something that they're passionate about, you know, use their platform that they have as professional athletes to make change and initiate things in their community. So if you guys want to learn more about Playing for Pride, you can check out our website at northcarolinafc.com, and there's an article up there about Playing for Pride and how you can get involved. Additionally, they have a Twitter account, and it's at Playing for Pride.
Meanwhile, great work from Ottawa Fury FC. Not 1, not 2, but 3 dangerous opportunities right there, as this team is not going away.
Yeah, they've been excellent. They've put in a lot of effort in tonight, but some good blocks here from Connor Tobin, Michael Harrington, and Guy in there just to block those shots from Ottawa Fury. Coach Popovich, he's got his team. They're pushing. They're not giving up in this game. They're trying to find that third goal to put them in position to equalize this thing. And you got to love it. They didn't lay over at 3-1. Or 4-1, they've kept the pressure up.
The human highlight reel, Tshipalani is going to get a run here in minute 83. I asked Colin Clark and DeJuan Bader both today about what Tshipalani has left in the tank, and they told me there are moments in training where he is still the most dynamic player on the field, and if he can bring any kind of that spark at any time, it'll be bonus for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, absolutely. He just brings that one-on-one ability, the ability to put some pressure in one-on-one situations, create something, do those step overs and get a defender to think twice about coming forward. I think Tshipalani is going to play a big role here in the last half of this season. He's on his horse now. Oh, Becker just mishit it. He's looking for Tshipalani.
He was. You talked about Tshipalani being on his horse and ready to saddle up. There was Becker trying to put one out there. He just mishit it that time, Jason Gary. It happens.
I mean, it's terrifying, though, if you're a defender and it's the 83rd minute or 84th minute, and you see Tshipalani coming on the field, and you know he's going to run at you every single time he gets the ball.
4-2 here, plenty of time, 84th minute. Certainly will have some extra time as well. Tobin scored the first one. Lomas scored the third. Tshipalani. Guillen, what have you liked from Guillen today, both at left center back and left back?
Yeah, he's been solid. He's made some good blocks, some good plays. Set up Rios for a potential 5th goal. But I hear Coach Colin Clark on the sideline here yelling at Tshipalani to take him on. That's what they put him in the game for. He gets the opportunity to go one-on-one and used to run at the defenders.
Howarth. Obasi. Balvey. One bounce to Obasi with Miller on him. Oliveira back to Falvey. North Carolina FC, they'll take this up to good pass here. Final pass not there. Harrington, right place, right time.
It was a great initial ball in there from Mania.
Back heel. Boy, I thought Ottawa Fury FC was going to try to get one in the mixer. Numbers weren't great. Tobin is there. Can't totally clear it, though. It's still loose. Now Taylor. Howarth in the middle of it. Miller. Can he stop it? No, it'll be a corner kick for Ottawa Fury FC.
Yeah, good opportunity here for Ottawa. Everyone's coming up. Atacora's coming up from the back. Falvey's coming up from the back. The big target man, Steven Dos Santos there in the middle. They're going to crowd Alex Tambakis there in the North Carolina FC goal.
86th minute, across, Tambakis amongst the trees, able to punch it out, and Tambakis doing his job.
Yeah, it's a great punch from Tambakis. When that many bodies are in that small of an area, you can't really catch the ball, so he did a great job coming out to punch it. Tambakis has been strong tonight. He's got 2 goals scored against him, but 3 or 4 really big saves, especially in the first half, to hold this lead for North Carolina FC.
Canziora didn't like the call. And now Becker's going to get a yellow card for a little extra input, we could say.
Yeah, not exactly. Let's see. The second one here. 2 guys battling. There it is. That's the hand around there from Canziora, the left hand. Where the foul gets called.
Howarth. It's Canziora. Oliveira keeps it alive for Ottawa Fury FC. Minute 88. Don't forget the Courage here on Saturday. Then the following Saturday, your reigning USL champion Louisville will be here for what we can expect more great soccer. How good was that FC Cincinnati team, by the way?
Yeah.
And North Carolina FC played great, but they're just special.
Yeah, North Carolina FC had a good performance, but that FC Cincinnati team, in anticipation of going to MLS next year, they've got a stacked roster, including former North Carolina FC captain Nazmi Abadawi. They were excellent, took advantage of a few mistakes from North Carolina FC and punished them well.
Walking you up to minute 89. Stephen Miller having himself a lone rider growler of the match type game. Miller's going to cross it. Tshipalani just a little bit too late. Tshipalani, is there a step over in play? Not yet. Boy, I thought we had another how about you know who. Over the top, Tshipalani may have one here. Tshipalani near the end line. Lomas calling for it. Tshipalani, no step overs, he'll bring it back again.
Here it is. They're looking for him to do it. They just keep feeding him the ball on that left-hand side.
Tobin. They're playing right now, aren't they? Oh, and as I say that, Taylor.
You cursed him.
I did. 100% curse. My apologies to DJ Taylor, but how about the work of North Carolina FC?
Yeah, it's been very good. They've controlled this after that second goal. Unfortunate goal, really, for DJ Taylor. But he's kept going, kept battling. The right back from North Carolina FC.
Miller thought Taylor was going to be there. Big smile from Stephen Miller. Minute 90, still not at a place where North Carolina FC can rest easy. Not with the way this team has attacked. Howarth. Lomas comes back a little recklessly. They'll play advantage. Here they go. They'll bring it back. And settle it. Nilla. Oliveira, nobody behind him, and now maybe Ottawa Fury FC, nothing left in the tank. Lomas with Falvey. Falvey, it'll fall to Deleuze. Deleuze back to Becker. How does he do it? Deleuze calling for it, under pressure, staying with it. Austin Deleuze, minute 1 or minute 90, bringing the heat, and Becker's offside.
Great work, though, from Deleuze and Becker, though, to keep possession of that ball, not give an easy turnover. Becker just drifted in an offside position there at the end. But, yeah, Austin Deleuze just making things happen. Stuff that won't show up on the stat sheet, but keeping possession of the ball.
3 minutes remaining here as 3 minutes put up there for added time. Reminding you that if you want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL, join Kelsey Steele every Friday on on the USL's social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. Tobin, DeLuz, and Jason Gary. For the third time, we've got to mention what's going to happen in 2026. A major announcement today.
Man, I'm excited. We just got to be in the World Cup, Dean. That's all. We got to be in it. The U.S. has got to get back in it.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're automatically in it. I wonder how they'll do that.
They said that.
What'd they say?
Up in the air right now.
Okay, because of 3 countries. That's right.
Countries,
I did hear that.
Still up in the air, but I got some confidence. Great performance by the U.S. national team. Some of the young guys.
Yeah.
Playing.
Looking
good. Maryland boy, Zach Steffen.
Yeah, he is strong. Boy, he looks good, doesn't he?
Sure does.
Called some of his games on the Big Ten Network, Zach Steffen, and he was fantastic.
Yeah, I like what they're doing, though. They're grooming some of these young players. They'll combine them with some of the older guys over time, but really just a reset button for U.S. soccer.
Look at this ball from DeLuz to Tshipalani. And this is the 92nd minute. So I guess Tshipalani's got no choice but to head over to the corner, flag up 2.
There you go. Won the throw in, but I know the fans want to see him take players on. But that's why he's on the team. That's why they re-signed him. They want him to have that ability to take players on one-on-one. It's a skill that a lot of youth players these days don't really possess. They want to play the ball, they want to pass, keep possession. But that ability to take players on one-on-one and beat people on the dribble is just, it's such a game changer at any level.
Final seconds winding down. A little bit of a shove on Tshipalani, the South African. And how about North Carolina FC with the all-important 3 points in what Colin Clark called a must-win game, Jason Gary?
Yeah, it's been great. They've finished their chances. Kind of put this game away there with that 4th goal, but excellent finishing from this team. Absorbed some pressure from Ottawa. I thought Ottawa, they came in trying to play tonight. Just a little bit unfortunate for them, but North Carolina FC excellent with the finishing. And really well-deserved victory here tonight.
With that ball rolling out of bounds, that should do it. Guido Gonzalez looking at his watch. See if he'll give Ottawa Fury FC one more shot at it off the head of Taylor. And there is the final whistle. Your final score, North Carolina FC 4, Ottawa Fury FC 2.
Yeah, just a great performance overall from North Carolina FC. It's exactly what they needed after a couple tough results. Got the 3 points at home, scored some goals. Their forwards got involved, the midfielders got involved. Excellent performances all over the field. That guy, Austin DeLuz, played a major role in an excellent goal for Marius Lomas. But just an overall great performance for North Carolina FC. Tambakis with some big saves to keep him in this game.
And Rios scoring his 2nd goal of the season against Ottawa Fury FC. Want to thank everybody involved: Kyle Lang, Joe Ferrara, Savannah Revel, Colin Thrash, Ian Lang, Brian Ware, Curtis Adams, Matt McCullough, Austin Edwards, Kurt Johnson for joining us at halftime, Kelly Glendenning, Jason Gary, Jorge Acuna. I'm Dean Linke saying, how about North Carolina FC? They win it here in Cary by a score of 4-2 over Ottawa Fury FC.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.